There's something brewing inside the Star that nobody's really talking about yet. Fresh blood is coming in, and I mean positions we desperately needed to fix after what we saw last season. The coaching community close to Dallas is whispering one word about these moves: green. But honestly, that might be exactly what we need right now. What's up, Cowboys? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Cowboys. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about America's team. So let me break down what is actually happening here. The Cowboys are making moves on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm talking about bringing in coaches who are going to reshape how we approach things. We've been at the bottom fighting and clawing ourselves back to the top. This past season, even though we weren't technically at the bottom, it felt like that, right? So we got to tinker with things here and there to stay in this race. Now, the name you need to know is Chichidarara Uzo Durbe. This guy is coming in as our new defensive line coach, and here's where it gets interesting. Durbe started off as a defensive line coach, cut his teeth at SMU and some other places around the Dallas area. He's familiar with our region, which is a plus, but the real interesting part is that he benefited massively from coaching at Georgia, where he was surrounded by unbelievable talent. I mean, he had guys like Azeez Ojulari and Nico Dean, who's currently playing for the Eagles and about to hit free agency. When you're coaching that level of talent, it makes your job easier, no question about it. Now, I've heard some whispers from the coaching community close to the Star, and they're saying he's a little green. But you know what? I'm going to be real with you guys. I'd take him over Scott McCurley any day of the week. I'd take him over those other guys we've had. And before anyone gets upset, I have the utmost respect for what they tried to do. But we really wanted Zack Ore, right? That was the dream scenario. But sometimes when you're assembling your staff, you got to get pieces moving. You can't just sit around waiting for the perfect situation to fall into your lap. Here's the saving grace though, and this is important. We're not relying on Durbe to be the end-all be-all. That's not what this is about. See, new brooms sweep the floor good, but old brooms can get those corners. But here's the flip side of that coin. With old dogs, it's hard to teach them new tricks. You know what I'm saying? And what benefits this coaching staff collectively is that now you have Shottenheimer as the head coach of this team. He can walk around with his chest out because he can say all these guys don't have more experience than him. That's a major plus for us. That's how I'm looking at it. And look, I think CJ Allen's tape is pretty good too. The staff could still add an inside linebacker coach, but chances are we're pretty much completed now with what we got. And you know, there might be some tension involved because Zack Ore was just coming off being a defensive coordinator with the Ravens. A lot of people spit upon the Ravens defense last season, saying it wasn't defensing like it used to be. But let's look out for the hometown coach here. When you look at Zack Ore's defense last season, they had a bevy of injuries. I'm not using that as an excuse, but their defense was still better than ours last season. That's just facts. The staff that's assembled now, it's giving us something we haven't had in a while. Fresh perspectives, new energy, and honestly, that's what we need after the way last season felt. Even though we weren't technically at the bottom, it sure felt like it, right? So we got to tinker with things here and there in order for us to stay within the confines of this race. The race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the mightiest, but to those who endure, and man, have we been enduring. The unknown is always the craziest thing because there are known knowns and known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know. And when you bring in all these new brooms instead of mixing in some old ones, you're dealing with a lot of unknowns. But I'm going against the grain here because, like I said, new brooms sweep the floor good. We got nothing but new brooms as it relates to this defense, and sometimes that's exactly what you need. Okay, now let's talk about what we need from our guys moving forward. It's been conversations about what CeeDee Lamb said regarding the team, and you know, we need to make sure we're doing everything right. We don't have time to be playing around with our food. We don't have time to be saying to ourselves, we'll get this guy 4 years from now. Nah, we got to make sure that wherever we go, we're in the right direction. We're doing the right things for the right reasons for this team. There's no more politics going on around here. This isn't some good old boy, go along, get along situation. I don't want that. Schottenheimer had his hands behind his back during parts of last season, and you could see it on his face. On the offensive side, they were having fun, but on the defensive side, man, it was like stale chips that's been busted open in the backseat of the car and left there for a few days. But now is the time for us to stand tall. The beat of my heart is crying Cowboys. This franchise was birthed in 1960, and they were known for their defense. They were known for the kind of caliber running game they had, the wide receivers, the quarterback that was able to win us 2 Super Bowls. And that's how hard it is. As great as Tom Landry was when he was coaching this team, 2 Super Bowls is all he got with all of those legacies and the histories of champions that they had on that team. So it's difficult. It's not an easy task at hand. The race is not to the swift. It's not to the battle or the strongest or the fittest. It's to those who endure. And they say long suffering is the fruit of the spirit. Baby, we got a lot of fruit over here because we've been suffering for 30 years, 30 seasons, but our passion has never faded. We are the real ones. We are the true diehard Cowboy fans. They wish to call us delusional. They wish to spit upon and mock us for our love and our loyalties. They spit upon our creative ideas as fans. But a third of us were fans of this team before Jerry Jones bought it. We appreciate the 3 rings that he brought with his decisions of hiring and firing Jimmy Johnson and getting Barry Switzer here. But I can tell you right now that in the midst of this, even though it's been 30 years, 30 seasons, I have never thought about being a Giants fan. I have never thought about being a Washington fan. I have never thought about being a Patriots fan. I never thought about being a Chiefs fan. I have never thought about being a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So even in our miseries, even in our sufferance, we still hear silver and blue, and we gonna stay true. They wish to divide us, but we are not dividing at all. We're standing tall, and we are gonna continue to shoot for the stars. And even if we miss, we're at least amongst our peers of other stars. Write this down into your mental mindset. Commit it to your heart. It's all about determination.